Hi, everybody. This is Martha Creek. This is Mentoring Moments with Martha. It's offered because I get to hang out with the coolest people on the planet. And I'm hanging out with people that have a purpose, that live on purpose, and that live with purpose. And I believe if you're listening to this, so do you. And it is offered then to uplift you, to give power to your purpose in whatever way that you do that you know that as you do your own deep inner work, that you're benefiting yourself, your own soul's progression. You're also benefiting humanity. So there's nothing you do to benefit you that doesn't benefit the whole of everything. So everything that we do matters, and that we are intentional then to keep some element of delight in that. And my delight today is to have Reverend Erin McCabe to join me, colleague, a sister soul, a friend, and somebody that is absolutely with purpose and on purpose. So this is offered from a devotion that we share to co-inspire with you and others to get empowered teachings to the whole of humanity. So thank you, Erin, for taking the time to do this today, honey.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So as I think about, honey, if somebody's listening to this podcast or watching this video today or next week and next year, 10,000 years from now, 2,000 years from now, if we had a chance, you and me, to convey a message, one message, a single idea, or even an essence of something, what would you want to convey, honey? What would you want to know that is truth as close as you know truth to be?
Live your life now in this moment and have what you are looking for right now. So it's available right now. Have it right now. Generate it right now. If you think you can't, you're not going deep enough. It's what's underlying what you think you're looking for. But the only time to have it is right now. So we send off so much of our energy. We leak so much of our energy waiting for something to happen, waiting to do something tomorrow, waiting to develop something, waiting to, advance our work, our journey, whatever it is, expand our consciousness. Let it be right now and experience it right now, because what you're waiting for is right here. And so just breathing into that affirmation, that's what helps me. Breathing into knowing that this is not about getting something else. It's not about adding something to this moment. It's about letting go of something that I'm putting on this moment, that I'm placing on it, that is making this moment less than, and I don't need to do that anymore.
Yeah, so whatever your profession, then this applies what Erin has shared with us. So this could be relative to a dream that you have, or parenting, or relationshiping, or changing professions, or not kicking somebody in the shin when the instinct moves you to say, okay,
yes,
wait a minute, right here, right now, how do I want to be in the situation? How do I want to be in the world? I'd also love to speak about, honey, so I know quite a bit about you, and that you're very visionary. We have great big visions. We have visions of a consciously evolved society, a conscious evolution where we hold hands instead of chop hands off, and how we come together in emotional support and physical, financial support, and enough for plenty for all, and less of what we've seen. So I also know that in that big dream world and that big vision world, there is a gap between what I want and what I'm wanting to call forth, what I'm impulse toward. And then back here at the ranch, there's some limitations. There's some, there's always the present moment. There's always the right now. So speak about that in terms of how you bridge that, or how you reconcile it with having big dreams and visions and operating, not denying the laws of the physical.
Right. Well, I think we have a tendency in the human condition to want to work on things when they're not up. When they're up, we tend to want to run away from them. And I think that's part of bridging the gap, is when we are present to what is up right now, we are working through and moving through and aligning and developing and moving into the energies and the field of consciousness for what we want down the road, for what the greater visions are. But we think sometimes that we can do that work by, you know, working into the future, working with what isn't, you know, what the in-between space is. But I don't think that's how it works. I think it works by just being right here and working with what is, rather than what so many people tend to do. We're all guilty of it, is looking at how, well, this doesn't match my vision, or I can't get there from here. You can. We always can. And the only way we can get there is from right here. So taking the vision and taking the qualities of the vision, the energies of the vision, the feeling of the vision, the consciousness of the vision, the integrity of the vision, the actions that are aligned with the vision, taking all of that and being in this moment. The paradigm of it is present in this moment. And so it's like, we will see what is ours to do, what is our work to process right here, right now, in real time. If we simply trust that, then I think we go in the directions of our dreams, and we don't have to micromanage everything, thinking that we can goal our way there, affirm our way there, hammer our way there, knock our way there. We unfold our way there. So to me, that's part of the practice, is just looking. If I have launched a vision, if I have something in my heart that is not demonstrating right now, that I want to have it unfold, then I need to, for me, trust that in this moment, everything that is coming to me, that is in my awareness, whether I call it change, chaos, conflict, you know, whatever negative label I can put on it. And I want to say, like, well, I want to be more conscious, or I want to be aligned, but not with this garbage. I don't want to work on that. I don't want to see that. When we actually recognize that all of that is part of us stepping into a grand yes that will result in the this or something better vision, you know, to the highest of my ability. This is the direction that I see my life going, or our world going, whatever it is. It's like with so much going on, I can't get there without going through there. So I can't, if I want to get to peace, well, I have to work on it right here, right now. I can't say I'm going to sit in conflict and I'm going to navigate through conflict. I'm going to generate conflict and then arrive at peace. It's like the time is right now. The perfect design is right now. The curriculum is right now, and it has everything in it to bring us there. You don't have to try to hop out and disconnect with what is in the now, calling it not enough, and thinking that you're somehow going to reject the work now, reject yourself or your life or the outer or whatever circumstances are up for you. Reject it now, but arrive some later time where you want to be. I don't think that's how it works. So to me, that's part of the practice.
Well, I think it, like you just nailed it, honey, and how much I've watched over the years through and since childhood over the years, but particularly in the spiritual realms and in spiritual groups and things like that, like this rejection, this pushing away, denying, suppressing, depressing, disowning, and all of that. And it is not effective. It is not possible to do that. So speak a little bit about that then, what you believe are the consequences if we continue to delusion ourselves about that it's optional to reject that it's optional to say, oh no, thank you, I have my tidy dream over here and you're not part of it. To say instead, like, let me get a cup of tea. Is it Rumi that says, let me get a cup of tea and sit with you, my friend, because you're here as a part of what it's going to take for me to have that dream. You're here to undo something, to enlighten me, to self-realize me. So you are a necessary part of that dream fulfilling. So that makes it less optional to the degree that we can muster the courage to say, okay, I'm sitting down with you. I'm going to meet you then. So speak about that. What you think are the consequences of continuing this delusion that it's optional?
Yeah. I think if we don't say, even this is part of my work, if we don't say that, I think we just enter a deeper state of disconnection, suffering, depression, failed visions, failed affirmations feeling like the practice doesn't work, you know, because we're looking to get something from it. We think we're putting in the right numbers and the mathematic equation is just not working. One of the most valuable things anyone said to me in a time when I think I was there in that space, and granted, we all, I think, move in and out of this space, but he shared a quote with me, something about act your way into better thinking. You don't think your way into better acting, you act your way into better thinking. So to really show up, because I think that the downside is that what can happen is that we can talk ourselves into growth. We can talk ourselves into a different place, but we're not there. Like you said, that, you know, throwing a punch or whatever. It's like if our actions keep aligning with the limitations and the resistance and the problem thinking and all of that, that's where we are. We can talk all we want. We can pay lip service to principles, to God, to affirmations, to unity, to love, to visions, to whatever it is. We can talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. And we can even convince ourselves that we're changing, that we're transforming, that we're progressing. But the archetype of the story is saying the same, right? The characters may be changing. The circumstances may be changing. We may think we're changing because it's a different job, it's a different relationship, it's a different whatever it is, but it's the same thing. And we just think that there is shift because we're talking about it. And so I think that's one of the things that can happen, is that we can misunderstand spiritual growth, and we can think that we are growing when in fact we are on a hamster wheel talking about our growth.
Well, absolutely. And we're busy, keeping ourselves busy growing without ever reflecting to see what has actually shifted in me. And I love this, because this talk, that also includes folks listening. That also includes quoting authors and quoting teachers and
reading about it. Let me read about it. Let me take another workshop on it. But then when it's up and it's in my face, I'm like, yeah, I'll deal with that in my therapy appointment. No, bring it on, bring it up, go ahead, go for it, move into it now, right now. It's always right now.
Yes, and that no amount of reading and no amount of gaining intellectual capacities about this is going to be the tool that actually sits our butt down and says, hey, I'm not going to attempt to hold this giant ball underwater anymore. So it can't be done. So it's not a matter of if it's coming out, just when and to what degree and what's it going to look like when it finally comes out, versus I'm not taking it out now routinely through practice, taking it out. Okay, what's left? What's in here? So if you had to summarize then, honey, like this people that are wanting, which we're wired for, big dreams, I need it, I want it. And this over here that's more often denied, depressed, suppressed. So it's clear then we're encouraging here through this mentoring moments to say, meet that. Instead, take the lid off that, have support for that, have immersion into that, have therapy with that, have whatever you can do with that, instead of thinking you're going to bypass it somehow emotionally or spiritually. So speak then in terms of what you would encourage, how you could bolster a confidence in somebody that, you know, I just read this week in the Sabbath class that I'm doing that psychologists say people, we won't stop and do that, because most folks won't stop and do what you and I are talking about here today because we're too afraid. We're too afraid of stopping, and we're too afraid of looking, too afraid of seeing, based on what we're believing about ourselves. So we've got to draw an uncommon courage and an uncommon willingness, bravery forward to say, I am actually going to look. I'm actually going to stop. And with support, if necessary, and hopefully even there's encouragement not to try to do it by yourself, because it's like, you don't know what the weeds are. You know, this
Right.
mind let us even see what the weeds are. If I go in there to pull weeds, it's like I need somebody pointing out or helping me see what the weeds are. So just offer us some words of encouragement to do that based on your own experience, the vital nature of it, not only for more ease and grace and imagination and other things in our life, and faith and love and relating to a parent or anything else, but the consequences to not doing it, to the dream, the purpose you think you have for your life, and the limitations on that if this is not attended to. So speak.
Yeah. So I would just encourage all of us to slow down and let yourself be present, and know that this is the work. Know that it is more than enough to do it in this moment, to be present in this moment. The ego mind and the separation mind thinks that it has to hold on to the vision over here, out here, and be taking these like massive actions and these bold statements to get there. And just slow down, back up, and remember that you get there from right here, and trust that. Like, have faith. Charles Fillmore said, faith is the perceiving power of the mind linked with the ability to shape substance. You don't have to try so hard with visions. You just slow down in the now and trust, like really have faith. You know, I think sometimes those visions can seem so enticing because we are almost addicted to pulling ourselves to them and living in the idea of them. But just know, the more that we get out of this moment and live in the idea of it out there, again, we're thinking our way instead of our acting our way. And so only from right here can we slow down enough, pause enough, create the space enough to really do the work. The only way to there is through here. And so that can just kind of be the mantra, to remember that and to let that be okay, and know that this moment is more than enough. And in fact, if I tried to get into everything needed and necessary, all the circumstances, all the skills, all of the divine appointments, all of the people, all of the everything that's needed to demonstrate this over here, I would be completely overwhelmed. I would be just out, just because, you know what, I am not built for that moment yet. I am built for this moment right here. And then this next now moment is built for the next moment and the next moment and the next moment. So if we want to live lives of anxiety and depression and suffering and all of this, then go ahead, keep hopping out and talking about everywhere else but right here. But if we want to live grounded and centered and faith-filled life, just engage in the perceiving power of mind linked with the ability to shape substance, and know that the perceiving power of mind in this moment, for you, for me, for all of us, is more than enough.
And the group says, amen. Thank you. Thank you. What a powerful, powerful note to close this section, this session with. So put here on the recording how people can find you, honey, your email or your ministry or whatever you want to put forth here. Record that here for us now.
Absolutely. So you can reach me at Unity Village Chapel. I am the minister at Unity Village Chapel, which is at Unity World Headquarters. And that's unityvillagechapel@gmail.com. And you can also find me on Facebook and also on Campaign for Consciousness.
And we didn't even get into Campaign for Consciousness, so we'll do that next time. So Google
Sounds
it.
Good.
No waiting on us. Campaign for
That's right.
Sign up. All right, marthacreek.com to contact me until we meet again. Know that you're loved and that you are loved and that your potential is infinite.
Namaste.
Namaste. marthacreek.com if I can support you. Blessings.